Hope I did this right. Hope I did it right this time, chat. Where's my headphones? There they are. Oh. Now, for those watching this after, I am going to do like a beginning intro as everyone piles in. I'm sure they don't mind me just doing a refresher. Essentially, we were reviewing Fear the Walking Dead because it connected into the Rick movies, but Fear the Walking Dead just isn't doing it for me, so we're just going to cut it from the schedule. I'm not going to be reviewing it, not even probably for like quick reviews. I know I entertained that idea, but I'm just not into it. And setting aside time to watch it, even just to do a 5-minute review, I just can't be bothered. So maybe we'll do like an end of season recap sometime. I'm not really sure. Bobby Light with a $2 dono. Stranger Things is going to be awesome. So I thought, since I wasn't really into Fear the Walking Dead, let me back up the mic before I blow your motherfucking eardrums out. So I thought, since I'm not really into it, let's talk about some stuff that I'm actually excited about. We got, wow, I didn't think about that thumbnail. I didn't think about that thumbnail good at all. It got young kids from Stranger Things and a fucking Predator. Jesus. Anyhow, I'm a fan of the Predator, and I was thinking, oh, you know what? There's a couple things I wanted to discuss. I thought maybe we'll end up talking about the Predator at some point in time. I'll slap that up because it's a free-for-all. I don't know. For all I know, we can talk about something insane. Thank you very much for the dono, Bobby. And Tony, thank you very much for the $5 dono. Yeah, Ronnie, keep up the streams. Thank you very much. Well, I figure we got another week, maybe 2 at the most, and then streams are going to go down for a bit, and then we're restructuring. In the meantime, I was actually looking at, well, there's 2 things I want to discuss. We do have topics. I do have a list of topics here from the good old internet. Where's it at? We do have a list of topics we will discuss, but so it's not just going to be random stuff, but I did want to say real quick, I lost my train of thought already. I did want to say, oh, the move. On my personal channel, it's the Ronnie Hayes channel. Some people have been asking if I would do updates or just videos, just random talking head stuff, or just anything during the move. Now, that'll be tricky because, you know, I'm going to be coming and going. I don't know what we're going to record yet. So I was actually looking at a cheap like vlogging type camera. If anyone has any tips or ideas, I tried to look up some, but I think part of my problem is I want to upgrade. So I got like a $200 camcorder. It's not really the best for vlogging because you got to hook up like this big ass mic and, you know, battery wise, and then you got to take the card out because it's not Wi-Fi. So, and then I was just thinking, the idea is to get better quality, but when I'm looking into vlogging cams, it seems like you have to spend a good chunk, and then you'll get like what you need, the size, plus you'll get a good crisp picture. So if you guys have any tips, maybe I missed something. If not, maybe I'll just use what I got, and then down the line when I do upgrade, we'll just wait until I upgrade, because I want to get a camera that'll upgrade the webcam as well as regular videos. That's another thing that's going to change. The new place is a smaller room, so I will not be able to have a display behind me. So I've already been looking at backdrops or photography backdrops. I was thinking about getting a couple different ones, not switching them for every video, but maybe every other week or something. I was looking at some post-apocalyptic ones or some brick ones. That means, you know, because I need to, some of this stuff that you see or that used to be behind me will now be in the hallway leading up to my office. I got to make cuts because the room, the actual size, we're getting a yard, but we're losing size in the house. The living room's going to be perfect size, but I never use my living room. My daughter's going to be using that. She has her own bedroom and a living room, so I don't know. Anyhow, well, I thought I already recorded an intro, like a before and after, because the place I'm moving into, it's a, you know, it's a worker upper. Is that what it's called? I got to put a good amount of work into it, so we'll likely be doing some videos while I'm doing that. Let me see what other donos we got coming in. Super chat, super chat, super chat, super chat. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, we're good. Just make sure I don't miss the PayPal ones because those don't come up on the screen like the highlighted ones. Bobby Light, so glad you're doing a live stream tonight. Get to keep my Sunday routine with some map. Nice. Thank you very much for the dono. D&D ruined Game of Thrones with a $2 dono. That's your name. That's not even your comment. That's straight up your name. They need to cancel Fear and get Morgan and D back. I say yes, get Morgan and D back as long as there's enough fans to, what's the word I'm looking for? To keep the show alive. There's a specific word. To justify keeping the show on the air. I'm happy, even though I'm not into it. I'm happy as long as there's enough fans. If no one is watching it, then yeah, get rid of it. But if you have a few million fans out there and you're legit enjoying it, the fans that are legit enjoying Fear the Walking Dead, I will ask you one thing and be honest, be brutally honest. If you could magically just switch it with something that's better, would you? Or are you that, like right now, Stranger Things, I wouldn't risk switching it for anything. I think it's on the right track, the right path. I wouldn't switch it for nothing. I love just the way it is. I wouldn't even take that chance. But for Fear the Walking Dead, I just want to know, would you honestly switch it for something that would be better? Because I feel like even fans that are liking it, it would benefit them to get rid of it and bring in something that is better. But you guys tell me. I don't know. One thing I do want to mention before we're going to go into the topics off and on. One topic has to do with Fear the Walking Dead. Let's get Fear the Walking Dead out of the way and then stop talking about it, please. Fear the Walking Dead Season 5 will return earlier than expected. You guys can look this up and read the full article, but essentially it's going to only take a break for 3 weeks. It says here, now comes word that not only blah, 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 blah. Skybound confirmed the series will only have a 3-week hiatus this season with a mid-season finale on Sunday, July 21st, and the second half premiering Sunday, August 11th. So, there you go. If you're enjoying Fear the Walking Dead, there's only a 3-week hiatus. And yes, I did throw Stranger Things into the thumbnail because holy hot damn, I am excited about Season 3. Jim Flanagan says, saw Stranger Things Season 3 figs at Target today. Chief Hopper's head sculpt looks like Simon from The Walking Dead. You know what I'm really disappointed about? I'm hoping a certain someone isn't watching this because, I know they're going to send me McFarlane figures to review. And, I wouldn't even be mad if they got mad at me and didn't send me the Stranger Things stuff because McFarlane, what are you doing, buddy? What are you doing, man? 11 looks like trash. It looks terrible. It looks nothing like her, and it looks like a toy from fucking 2001. What are you doing, my man? You're supposed to be doing shit that is some of the best on the market. Looks just like the people. It's a bigger figure, so, it's easier to dun-dun-dun-dun. What are you doing? The box looks great as far as collectors, like, damn, bro. And there's not like real collectibles for Stranger Things. They have a shit ton of merch, but not like for me, I don't collect toys. I want it to look like a movie prop. I want it to look like, and don't you dare say, but it's a toy, Ronnie. It doesn't look like it. Fucking NECA does it. So don't tell me that shit, McFarlane, charge $10 more. Instead of $17, charge $27. And don't tell me you can't, because NECA sells out. And I know you can sculpt it and make it look good. I know you can do it. You've done it before on tiny figures. So what are you doing, bro? And I say this as someone who, I really enjoy McFarlane Toys, the whole company's work. But when they drop the ball, holy fuck, it's a bowling ball and it breaks all your toes and you're wobbling around and your blood's fucking trailing from the kitchen to the dining room. It's vicious. It's terrible. What are you doing? Anyhow, and that goes out to collectors, and that goes to show, I have no dog in a fight. I'm not collecting the shit. So I think it's nice having Stranger Things stuff. If they did something that looks cool, I would have I got a Stranger Things shelf idea set up anyhow, because you guys sent stuff in. We have stuff. My daughter has stuff. She has figures that we just put stuff together and create our own shelf. The Stranger Things stuff will probably go in my daughter's room, but still, I would buy her stuff She saw them and she was like, nah. I even took a picture at Target and sent them, and she said, Dad, no. And I said, I understand. Let's buy an alien figure instead. And she was like, fuck yes. She loves the aliens. Anyway, I can't remember if I ever asked you, but do you have a script for your ideal werewolf movie? No, I don't. I did at one point in time play around with werewolf, vampire. There was a script about a Fountain of Youth. But no, I don't have at this time a werewolf one. The actors are making it seem like a main character is going to die this season. Oh, I really don't care. Oh, you mean Stranger Things. Out of the teens, who do you think would die? Same question, but for the adults. See, that's a tricky one. I think for the kids in Stranger Things, Lucas is safe. And I'll be honest, it's because he's black. They wouldn't, and that's unfortunate because you want the story to tell the proper story, but he's safe because in this world, nowadays, if you get rid of him, and let's be honest, people would throw a fit. The story should be the story. But since they're bringing his sister in, maybe his sister becomes part, and then if his death makes sense. But I would have to say, that's tough because I think a death is warranted coming up, but I don't know, and I don't want to stall the stream, but I don't know. As far as the adults, Will's dad. No, Mike's dad. Mike's dad. I don't want like a main adult. They got 5 seasons. I think it's too early for a main to go right now, but it could happen. What else are you guys talking about? Poll the audience for good humor movies, good horror movies. I can't find a damn one to watch. Yeah, audience, good horror movies. Did you watch Bone Tomahawk yet? Moving video, live stream, question mark. Please write a complete sentence, John Rod. I don't know what the fuck you talking about, bro. Like, what does that mean, moving video? You want to fight, motherfucker? Come on. Test me, bitch. What does that mean, brother? Moving video. What the fuck does that mean? Sorry, whiskey's getting to me. Seriously, John, give me a complete sentence. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, Jeremy, I watched Justified. You don't think I did? I did. I loved it. That's what I want to fix over renting. Yeah, I'm not buying a house, but it's an apartment that's the deal. It's a good hell of a deal. Family owned. I still got to pay rent though, but I got to fix it to get in there. You know what I mean? But I can't beat it because it's half the price cheaper than paying. What would it be total here? Or in the area I'm at now, we're talking like $1,400-1,500 a month. I gotta cut that down. I can't afford that every month. I just can't. I'm a fuck up. What do you want me to tell you? And they're raising rents too, so I can't do it. This area is too rich for my blood. So, fuck me. If I was back home, I would be able to afford that because rent's cheap as shit. You can buy, $550, utilities included each month. Fuck. Why did I move? I wasn't making any money on YouTube before when I moved, so that's why I moved. Oh, we got a preacher fan. I'm done with fear, says John Rod. What's good, Ronnie? Very excited for the Days Gone statue, brother. Oh, yeah, are you getting it or what? I think you're I remember your name. I think you are getting it. So far, it's going to be tight, but so far it's looking like we will at the very least get to do a hands-on review of the statue. It all depends on how I get things worked out. I might have like an in-depth review of it, and I'm trying to work it out so we can maybe put it in the background for a week. But it's looking good. It's looking good. Spin. Stop trash talk people on this channel. Oh, Spin's trash talking? Spin. What are you doing? I don't see any trash talking. What are you talking about? When do you think we'll get the final Rick figure? When do you think we'll get the final Rick figure? I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Do you mean like the comic Rick or TV Rick? Again, please clarify, because as far as I know, the TV figures are no more. They shut them down. It's postponed. Somebody, I don't think this is announced, but somebody in the know. I don't want to say anything because I don't want to blow their spot up, but somebody in the know, and I will find out. I didn't even care at the point, but unofficially, McFarlane lost the license for the TV show figures. I will confirm that if it's true, and I will check back with you guys and let you know. And if you're the one who has that info, send me a message. You know who you are. I don't want to blow the spot up in case I'm not supposed to reveal that, but let me know. Just wanted to say I'm a fan of your show and your work. Keep it up. Thanks for the memories. Thank you very much for being here. I just don't join, but Ronnie, no, I'm not hammered at all. I took a sip. Why does AMC keep making crap? Because it makes the money. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. We got a dono. I missed it. The Mark Shark with a $5 dono. Ron, you said it once before. 4 people hope and fear will miraculously get better. Who really wants a show that takes 5 seasons to get good? Can't recommend that. Yeah, well, right now I'm trying to see if, like, the people who are still watching it, I'm trying to differentiate the ones who are legit head over heels in love, or the ones who are like, well, there's nothing better on, so it's okay, you know, because there's a lot of those. It's just, if we can get rid of it to get something better, why not, you know? Why didn't Al tell Morgan and Alicia the truth? They probably will never find the CRM anyway. It's because it's the connection the characters had. In real life, she would have said it to keep them safe. Because those helicopters, if you see them, stay away. Which, keep in mind, bull fucking shit. You have this girl tell what's her name? Al. The helicopter is so dangerous. Run. If you see them, run. Jadis had her whole garbage community. They got a fucking landing pad in their community. What are you talking about? Run. They're dangerous. It's top secret. People can't even see us. You're the only fucking helicopter in the sky. What do you stop every time some shithead looks up? Rick saw you. You didn't stop and kill him. That's the thing why, I think the writing needed a little polish, because what you're saying doesn't compute. It don't make any fucking sense consistency-wise. Yeah, we are dangerous. You can see us. We let people, you know, and this went with, they needed that because they needed the girl, Isabella, to kill the girl, to create fake tension that they didn't use anyway. You know what would have been a shock? If she blew her fucking brains out. And just as she was taking off, fucking Morgan and, what's her name? Alicia came and found her blasted body. You know what I'm saying? That would have been a shock. I would have been like, oh, they're not pulling punches now. Are you getting a Days Gone statue? Hope you are, brother. We will be reviewing it. At this moment, I personally will not be buying it. I just can't afford it with the move, a lot of uncertainty. But we will be getting it to review on the channel. Maybe. I don't want to give anyone's hopes up, but at this point, there is a chance. What horror movie has creeped you? I don't want to make that mysterious. Someone's buying it, and they're going to let me review it. Okay? I don't want to make it. But if they don't go through with it, we won't be able to review it. So, what horror movie has creeped you out the most, if any? This Halloween, I'm going to be breaking down the one movie that legit fucked me up. And I was, 8, so that counts. But this is beyond, it. This traumatized me. I went to a nursing home, and I was looking around at all the old people thinking, get me the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Now, immediately. I don't have any favorite porn stars. They're not people to me, in my opinion. Horror movie. Have you seen The Faculty directed by? Yeah, I seen that. It was all right. I could tell Al was gay from the days. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, she's gay shit. Oh, Brian, you met Comic Rick. Well, here's the good thing about what they did with Rick. Kirkman can make 2 versions, and I think the one version will sell out depending on how they make it. Obviously, even if it's kind of crap, everyone will buy the final Rick figure. So, and that's his final form, if you get what I'm saying. Have you seen Baskin or the movie called Siberian Film? No. Have you ever heard of a game called Rust? Not that you should try it. Yeah, I heard of that. Seasons 1 to 3 were incredible in my opinion. I legit hate the show now. What do you think the future of Rick in the movies will be? Not connecting with his family. That's an easy one. Hey, Ronnie, how are things? As good as it gets, Presley. As good as it gets. You know what exciting thing I did recently do? I saw the final version of Doomsday Kingdom issue 4, completely colored. Got the final pages today. Monday and Tuesday, I'm wrapping up the lettering, and issue 4 is done, guys. You know what that means? Any day now, and this is the new thing with Doomsday Kingdom, we're not giving any release date until we're ready to on the spot release it. So when we announce the release date, we're already set up and we're not missing any deadlines. So any day this week, we're going to be announcing that release date. Solid, no way we're going to miss it. And that's digital. We're going to put digital on the market for a few weeks, get the money from the digital sales, and then we're going to buy our first stock of physical and get straight into doing that. From issue 4 on, the whole trickle system is it'll be like a weekly restocking, or no, let's say every 2 weeks, constantly restocking. So if everything's not in stock, you just wait. Maybe we'll do the production timeline and tell everyone. In the beginning, it'll be busy because we're going to have hundreds of people buying out stock. But once everyone buys their stock, after a while, it'll ease up some. The only thing you guys need to worry about is issue 1 Signature Series is dangerously close. We're on the last handful. That's the only thing. Everything else, take your time. You got it. We got a few months before things get drastic, you know? Ronnie, why did you hashtag Predator? Laugh Out Loud franchise is kind of dead in the water at the moment. Because I'm fucking real, and I don't give a shit if it brings me views or if it's dead or hot. I'm a Predator fan. Tonight's a free-for-all. I tagged Predator. It is what it is. And the reason being is if someone's looking for Predator hashtag, maybe they want to talk about Predator stuff. Let's get some of the Predator stuff out of the way. I saw this, and holy God, I got kind of a stiffy. This beautiful son of a bitch. Look at this guy. Oh my God. Now, this is just for looks, though. This type of figure is way out of my price range. I think something like this costs a couple $1,000. I think it's like $1,500. But there's that Predator. And then this is a neat one. If it wasn't so expensive, I thought it was cheaper. But this is actually a model set. This looks just like the creature, but the problem is someone said it's like $2,000. Now, given it's big and it's amazingly detailed, and I thought it was going to be affordable. I was going to make a whole video on it. However, look at it. You have to put it together, which I'm cool with. I thought that would be neat, but you have to paint it yourself. And my whole thing is I'm not spending $2,000 if it's not like a good paint job. You're telling me I'm going to pay $2,000 and I have to paint it? Listen, I get it. It costs a lot. It costs a lot. I get it. But I'm sorry, I'm not paying $2,000 and I have to paint it. But this NECA 100th Predator, oh my God, I will be getting that. That's not coming out for a while. Anyhow, Stevie D with a $2 dono. Thank you very much for the support. Which will be better, ST3 or The Walking Dead Season 10? These are hard. I mean, it's so much different. You got the nostalgia. It's more fun and poppy. And then you got, dready, dark. Right now, I'll probably enjoy Stranger Things 3 more. The Walking Dead's kind of been fading a bit as far as story and budget. Even when they're doing things good, it's good, but it's just not fire. It's just not there. Ronnie, I never really heard your thought about 28 Days Later and its sequel. Those are the best zombie movies ever, in my opinion. What do you think of them? I don't think they're the best zombie movies. Well, I count them as zombie. You know, it's infected, it's different, but we will be doing, after the move in July, you guys are going to get finally all those, in-depth polished videos, and eventually, I'm not saying right away because it's far on the list, but 28 Days Later and the sequel is on the list to discuss. It won't be the highly polished and detailed because we're simply going to be breaking down the movie and the pros and the cons, like a really polished review, but different than just, hey, did I like this? Going into specifics about the scenes and why, what it meant, how it was filmed. I think it's good, but for me, 28 Days Later is kind of like, I watch it once every 5 years, and that's okay. Spin's ready to buy it now. Hell yeah. Just wait. I don't even want to say anything, but just wait. Oh my God. Ronnie, have you checked out Big Little Lies yet, brother? Meryl Streep is MVP. No, I'm probably not checking out any new shows for a little bit. This move is going to be taking a lot of my time. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of cleaning, repairing. I got to take things down and do some repairing and clean, getting it ready. So it's like 30 minutes away from where I currently live, so it's an ordeal. You know what I mean? Do you think Angela Kang will keep up the quality, or are we going to see her go through the Gimple cycle? I think she'll do pretty good for what they can do with the budget they're given. Do you think Daryl will die in The Walking Dead? Not anytime soon. Jason or Michael Myers? Jason. Are you a boss like the homie Rick Ross? Fuck yeah. Are you excited for Halloween 2020? Not really. I'll see it. Cool, but come on. I really enjoy your live streams. They make my day every time I watch them. Keep up the good work, brother. Thank you very much, Superhero Cop Vlogs. Love you. Good night. Good night, Creature of Darkness. Do you ever use the toilet? Big fan, Ronnie. Never. Do you like From Dusk Till Dawn? Yeah, it's all right. I mean, that's one I watch maybe once every 10 years. It's okay. What new characters are we supposed to get in Season 10? I don't think the comic introduced any in this part of the story. It's still too early for the princess. None. How about that? We got enough the way it is. When Isabella mentioned the nuclear plant, is it safe to guess she was going to the same plant the girl from the earlier in the season worked at? Well, no. She was talking about, protecting their community from the plant explosion, radiation. In my opinion, I don't think she was going there, or had anything to do with it. She was just talking about keeping them protected from radiation. Have you played Fallout New Vegas? It's one of the best post-apocalyptic games. No, I have not yet. John, yeah, a tour of the new apartment. We'll likely do that because if we're going to be doing vlog-type videos, getting things set up, I will likely be showing off as it's getting set up. I have made the choice to not unpack everything, though, because this is a temporary move. We were moving here. My brother wants to get a bigger house. My brother wants to get a bigger place. He needs it because, he's got 2 kids, a wife, and we were going to take over the mortgage of the house he's in now, and he's going to need a little bit more time. So the idea was we were going to rent this and then go there, and it's still kind of the plan. So now this temporary move where we'd move, and then a year later we'd go to, my brother's place. So I'm not going to unpack everything. So we're just going to have like some of the essentials, and I'm going to get a storage unit and just put everything in the storage unit, or maybe just like in the hallway, just a bunch of boxes. So you moved again? Not yet, homie. I like to, when something happens in my life, I like to mention it. Like, yeah, I got a move coming up. When I mentioned it 4 months ago, like, we didn't move yet. I've always said it was always in July. It's always been in the end of July. Well, except for when I found out. When I found out it was supposed to be in May. And then like a week later, we found out it's not until the end of July. That was just a mistake. We looked at the old lease. So, anyway, yeah. So we've been waiting for months, prepping for months. But we're finally getting to the time where we got to move out. What? Jack Bates. If you didn't watch a new episode of Fear, in my opinion, it's not even worth watching. There's no new information. What's her name? Al puts on a cool new black jacket. Talks with someone from the group that took Rick, but they don't reveal any new information. And then she leaves, and Al gets back with Morgan. And Alicia. That's it. End of story. Do you like Dawn of the Dead 2004? I thought it was pretty cool. No. Some of it I did. I remember liking a good chunk of it, but overall, not really. Have I played the original Final Fantasy VII? Yes, I did. I never finished it, though. I remember my brother was really into it, and then I played a little bit, and I got hooked. And I remember there was a scene that I really loved, a part of the game where you follow like a trail of blood down a hallway. And then shortly after that, I lost interest. Shit, that's been a while since you caught a live stream. Well, I'm glad you caught one now. Do you refer to the movie theater as the cinema? If not, do you hate people that say cinema? Because I do. I personally couldn't care less, to be honest. I mean, I say theater or cinema, but that's because my movie theater is literally called the cinema. So, so you kind of have to say cinema. I mean, back home, we had one called Cinemark. So you would say, yo, we want to go to the Cinemark. We got one right up the street. It's like Cinema 9. That's the name. So, you want to go to Cinema 9? Cinema. That's how you talk. So I personally don't care. I usually call it the movies, though. I mean, now that I think about it, if I'm saying, you want to do a movie, I mean, that's it. Or the movies, so it's the movie theater. Do you watch Preacher or read the comics? No, I do not. Maybe one day, but yeah. It didn't keep my interest. Hey, real quick though, I did pull this up, and the part of the Q&A also was for if we keep Sunday live streams going, because part of the idea is we might end up when I have my move, we might end up stopping the streams for a few weeks. In the meantime, if I can, I'm going to pull some of the streams off the channel and put them on the branded channel. And then that way, when we come back, Make a Path Presents will have its own live stream only channel. And that's to help the algorithm. But you guys let me know, if we do keep the streams going, what type do you want to have set up? Free-for-all Q&A, or do you want to have some topics set up with images and articles, and do you want the topics to be only pop culture or what? Anyhow, here's an article, and this is like what I mean. If we do shit like this, I can have stuff on the screen showing you guys what I mean about the articles. But this is from IMDb, the ratings from IMDb. And it's the worst episodes, top 10 rated on IMDb. And I took a quick glance, and I was actually surprised. Pretty much it's all of season 8. But you guys let me know what you think. First up, you got Mercy. I think that's the premiere, ain't it? And that's another thing. Whoever was on Screen Rant that wrote this article, I can tell you right now, they have no fucking clue what they're doing. First off, the way they worded this, that's not at all what the fan base was thinking. Maybe that's what you were thinking, but that's not what the fans were thinking. The majority of the fan base knew we were going into all-out war. Why would we want the war to end in the first episode? What the fuck would we watch all of season 10 if the war was one episode? Who is this? Who writes this nonsense? Anyway, and then we got some guy that's also from season 8, I believe. Ezekiel's captured. We got How It's Gotta Be. I think that's the season 8 mid-season finale. Okay, that's where Chandler, and again, this, I could see this because this is supposed to be all out war. This is when Alexandria is attacked. In the comic, they were throwing grenades and all this cool shit, and in reality, it was they're hiding in the sewer. And again, I know people get annoyed, some people, because some people accept it, but some people get annoyed when I mention the budget. You're looking at an episode that suffers from a poor budget. This is one of the big moments in All Out War. They knew that the budget was a problem and there wasn't going to be a big war moment, so they substituted that with a big emotional shocker, which is Carl revealing he's been bitten. And again, it's just to hide the fact that they don't have the budget they needed. This should have been shit blowing up and going crazy, but it's not. It's a few fires in the background. Oh no, maybe sound effects and stuff. I get it. The Damned was number 7. We got The Other Side from season 7, it says. This episode's Maggie finally emerges as the leader of the Hilltop. And then we got Time for After. This is when he fights the, well, you can see him when he fights the zombie. And then we got number 4, Last Day on Earth. This is the finale of season 6. I can understand this because, it was just roadblocks, which I like this episode up until the very last moment where I think they really ruined it with the cliffhanger. That was such a mistake. And then Monsters, yet another from season 8 in this episode. The battle is still on. I'm shocked. These are mostly 8. Ongoing with Savior. And now keep in mind, these are supposed to be ratings from IMDb, so it's a little more honest than someone just picking random. Unless it's your opinion, that's fine, but this is supposed to be from IMDb. Isn't this where he kills Morales? Yeah. Or meets him again. The King, the Widow, and Rick. Now, wait, what? One of the few episodes from season 6 on the worst list is another that follows the group big plans to take down the Saviors. Jesus had spared some... Wait, that's not season 6. What are you talking about? One of the few episodes from season 6. Carl officially meets Siddiq. That is not in season 6. That's season 8. What? Anyway, I don't know if they got the title wrong or the description wrong, but that's another... Yeah, the description's probably wrong. Whatever. Jesus Christ, man. Anyway, Swear is number 1. Now, I can see that. Part of the split storytelling with The Walking Dead, it just doesn't fucking work. Especially when it comes to something like this. Tara, no offense, she's a background character. That's what she's meant to be. That's always what she's meant to be. She's not meant to be a Michonne. It's not the type of character this is, and it's not a drag on the actress. Some jobs are just that. Supporting side characters, background characters, blah, 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 blah. And background character might be a little mean, but you know what I mean. She's one of those where she doesn't have the important moments in the story, but she's kind of there keeping the bulk, fleshing it out, giving that realistic vibe, yada, yada, yada. And then they give her own episode. We don't really care. Heath disappears, and it feels so weird, and then that doesn't connect to anything, and then you get the Oceanside community, which, again, doesn't connect to anything because they just kind of peter out moving forward. I'm shocked that... What's that Beth episode, The Well? I'm actually shocked The Well's not on here. And we got more Stranger Things. I was going to look up Stranger Things, news and discuss that. What annoyed me is I think this video game website did a review. And I read one review that was real cool, and it was like real general, didn't spoil shit. I mean, they didn't spoil anything. They were just like, I love the this and the this, and they kept it general, but it gave you a review. And then you had this GameStop or GameSpot. They did a review and they proceeded to tell you exactly who does what in the very first episode. All the characters. This character's with this person. They're like, oh, and this is surprising. This person's this. And then they go into this really lazy review. And then they revert back to like hinting at stuff in a way where it's like, we saw it, but we don't want to spoil too much. I fucking hate reviews like that. It's not a goddamn review. It's a fucking recap. You incompetent shithead. Anyhow, I can't stand those reviews. If you do, there's a difference between a recap and a review. If you were just telling people what happened in it, it's a fucking recap. A review is not that. Anyhow. And then I'm worked up again. This author didn't proofread shit. No, they didn't. I agree with that idiotic list. My least favorite episode is Still. Wait, Still. That's it, Still. What do you think is worst? Sita, Chucky, Jason X, or Halloween Resurrection? I mean, they're both on the ass end. So does it matter? They both are terrible. All three are terrible. Last Day on Earth, is that low because of the cliffhanger? The episode itself was good, though. I agree with that. You should watch the trailer of Nathan Drake Collection. Why? Is that the video game? I have that. I actually have the Nathan Drake Collection. It has 1 to 3. I'm just a question. Like, honestly, why would I watch it? Like, give me a little nugget of what's up with it. Is it funny? Did they make a mistake? Is it cool? Favorite shows so far this year? Mine are Catch 22 and Too Old to Die Young. I haven't watched either one of those. I don't have any favorite shows so far this year. No, new. I rewatched old shows, but that don't count. Where in the hell are the season 3 episodes on this list? I don't think IMDb knew what they were talking about with this list. Well, IMDb, I thought, no, you know what? IMDb doesn't do that. Well, it's the people going to IMDb and ranking them. Those are the ones who probably didn't rank them right, you know? Or they gave an episode too much credit. I don't know. Yeah, Tom himself says, I don't really give a shit about ratings because taste is subjective, right? Yeah, that's a really edgy thing to say, but that's not what we're doing. That's not the point of ratings. The point of ratings is to get an overall feel of where the entire fan base as an average, and again, it's an uneasy average. And there's multiple reasons why. One of the biggest reasons is someone will catch something small and it really annoys them. Maybe it's expectations. They expected something bigger, something grander, and the story had a more slow build up than they expected, so they were pissed and they rated it so low. But then when they rewatch it, you know what? It wasn't as bad as I thought. I kind of like it. But they never go back and change the ratings or do any of that shit. You get a lot of that. Or you'll get somebody who, like, they are Rogue One, and I got Rogue One, where Rogue One is just flat, just plain flat. You might have some cool shit here and there, but it's flat. And then you get to the end, where Darth Vader does some shit you've always wanted to see Darth Vader do, and it is fucking visual orgasmic pleasure the entire 4 minutes. And then you view Rogue One, because it's the very last thing you see, pretty much, on a higher level. And then when you rewatch it, you're like, yeah, this is a drag, but the ending's fucking bomb. You get people, so it's an uneasy average estimate of where the overall fan base. And some people might not care. Like I said, it's edgy to say, ratings don't care, and they really don't. But if you're kind of curious on what the overall fan base feels, then it's fun. I'm interested to see what the fan base at large thinks about, what their 10 worst episodes were. Kind of compare it to the ones that I feel are the 10 worst. And my list would definitely be different. Ben Studios is working on Days Gone 2. They should be. Thoughts on Irish people? Fuck 'em. I like Irish people. I like all people. I fucking like all cultures. My daughter's part Irish, so I think I have to like Irish people. Her mother's part Irish, Italian and Irish. If I got that right, I think I got it right. And Juliet's mother's part Irish and part Italian, so Um, the only ones I don't like are Polacks. How do you get a one-arm Polak out of a tree? You wave. Those jokes are so stupid. Um, I agree with Swear. That is a side character that they tried to have lead a full episode, and it was quite disengaging and boring for me. Yeah, that's how it is. Uh, Ronnie's in a good mood tonight. Yeah, I don't got to talk about fear. I'm fucking loving it. What's up, Meow Cat Bissy? Um, do I like Trev's Chan too? I don't hate him. Seems like a nice enough guy. He's harmless. I don't know what the big deal is. I think that'll go away because once we're not doing Walking Dead predictions every day, I think I'm excited for what we got going on with the channel. We're going to cover just enough Walking Dead to where it's not like, burnout, and I don't got to do flaky shit to keep those views rolling in, and then we're just covering whatever we fucking love. I can't wait. I should have done this sooner, to be honest. This is random, but have you seen Into the Spider-Verse? No, I have not. They put it in on Netflix, and it's really good. Juliet might like it. Maybe we'll watch it on a movie night. Did you ever watch the Tremors movies? The first one was a classic. Fuck yeah, I grew up watching them. I like the first two, actually. Do you agree that if episode 9 of season 6 was the mid-season finale and that season 7 premiere was the season 6 finale, that season 6 would have been flawless? Well, I don't know about flawless. I mean, it has some flaws, but it would be damn good, yeah. Ronnie, do you think Morgan will go to the Rick movies? I don't really care, to be honest. No, how about that? I mean, no. It all depends if they're going to keep Fear going or not. Are you excited about the Breaking Bad movie about Jesse coming out? Yes, very so much so. I have been watching 100, but have not finished the series. What are your thoughts on the 100? Lame. I did like it. I liked the concept a lot. However, I felt what pulled me out of it was everyone's fucking GQ model, which is so fucking ridiculous when they're out in the wilderness surviving, and everyone is like, not like Fear the Walking Dead, for example. The new chick they added, she's fucking hot as shit, But they kind of have this frumpy hairstyle, the way she's done up. Even the other girl, if she's done up, she looks fire, Jenna Elfman, doesn't she play what? Like some of them doll up nice. Alicia's from the 100. She's hot as shit no matter what. But you get these people that are just like, they're models. So then when you see a whole cast of models, it's like, get the fuck out of here. My luck, I'd run into this girl from this community that wants to execute me, and she'd look like a fucking wildebeest, That's reality. The 100's like that, but that didn't bother me as much. That was just kind of distracting, and it's one of those moments where like, yikes, somebody on that set likes to be surrounded by good-looking people, There's probably the casting directors probably buy shit or something, just likes to look at models all day, but what bothered me the most was everyone's in a threatening, no way out situation, and they live. Rewatch, I think I lasted 3 seasons. One person finally dies in like season 3, I think it is, or maybe it's 2. And I was like, holy shit, they actually killed off a main character in a way. And it's not like you need main characters to die all the time, but they literally take them. Like, for example, one guy was on a ship and it was crashing, and there's nothing he can do. They say it 100 times. There's nothing you can do. And then he fixes some shit, and he's safe. They do that all the time. Someone gets a fucking spear through their chest, and it sends them flying backwards like they were, on those rides where they whip you with a wire, flying backwards, slams into a tree, right through his chest. And then it's like, we got this Vaseline. Give him a week, he'll be fine. He's up and walking around like, jeez, that hurt. I'll live. Bro, that shit shattered your ribs. It punctured your lungs. I mean, what the fuck? No, the 100 is... I can see why people get into it, but I couldn't hang in there for the long haul. Ooh, I like Aerosmith. I grew up listening to Aerosmith here and there. I've never talked to Trev's Chan. No, I think we had like a message once, like, "Hey, congrats on, hitting 100K or something like that." But I don't think we've ever talked. Not that I remember. If we did and I forgot, sorry. Have you ever heard of The Rain? It's on Netflix. Yes, I did not like it. I stuck with it through all of it, and I will go back and look. But there's one moment that made me just get up and walk away, and I was really infuriated. Whatever. Would you like to see Rick's story end in the movies? Sure. I mean, it's gonna. They're not gonna put him back on the show unless something happens and he's like, whoa, shit, I really miss being on the show. But with everyone leaving, I doubt he's gonna do that. I reckon they should have done Abe's death in season 6 finale and Glenn's death in season 7 premiere. Would have shocked the crap out of everyone and no one would see it coming. Honestly, they probably would have done better with that. Just do it, boom, 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 and then come back and make it look like Abe was the one who was killed, and then you realize, holy shit, there's more. And then it's revealed. You can essentially do the same episode 7, except for now it would be, oh my god, it's not just Abe, there's more, that probably would have made season 6 a lot better. What do you make of the 2 exact same tweets that Aaron Paul and Bryan Cranston put out? Any predictions on what it could be? Unfortunately, I think it is the nail in the coffin to my video. My video talks about how you can do a Breaking Bad movie and have both of them in it. I do believe that Walter White and Jesse Pinkman will be in the Breaking Bad movie. That's what I think that means. 2 jackasses. Isn't that what he put up? Wasn't it 2 donkeys? A picture of 2 donkeys. So I believe that's what they were saying. Are you going to go see Annabelle Comes Home anytime soon? No, I'm not into the Annabelle ones. Yeah, I agree with that, in that the premise of the series had a ton of potential, and one thing whereas it finished the story. Why is the comic so bland now? It seems that the comic is better when it comes to seasons 1 to 5 of the TV show. The show is better than the comic for seasons 6 to 9. For me personally, it is because we got this new big community, and that's all it was a new big community. And we now know it was because Kirkman was bringing Rick's literal story, everything in his story, full circle. I mean, everything. If you go back and break it down, it brings everything from Alexandria to this new community, the leaders to the leaders of this new community. Not only that, but back old governor to new governor, and they do these everything from the first 80 issues comes back full circle. A lot of main points. I don't know if some of them were on accident, but for me it wore me down where when it ended, it wasn't like everything is magical. It ended and it was just kind of like, my god, it's a beautiful disaster. I love some of it, but some of it just sucked a lot of excitement out. Are you excited for Stranger Things, Ronnie? Hell yes. What's one of your favorite horror movies from the 90s that isn't Scream? Well, I have no idea. That's one thing you'll find out about me. I don't keep lists. I'm bad with dates. I have no idea what came out in the 90s. Horror movies from the 90s. From the 90s. We got Scream, Blair Witch Projects, Candyman. See, I grew up watching all these, obviously, and liked them. We got Silence of the Lambs, In the Mouth of Madness, Faculty, I Know What You Did Last Summer, Sixth Sense, Wes Craven's New Nightmare, Jacob's Ladder, Event Horizon. That one fucked me up for a little bit. Tremors is on the list for some reason. Army of Darkness, Dead Alive, Urban Legend, Sleepy Hollow, Halloween, H2O, The People Under the Stairs, Scream 2, Dusk Till Dawn, Ring, Exorcist 3, Nightbreed, Bride of Chucky, Mimic, Audition. Yeah, I probably watched all of these. Interview with a Vampire. I wouldn't count that as horror, but I like that for a Mimic is better than you think it is. I like The Frighteners with Michael J. Fox. I don't count that as horror, though. I thought that movie was funny. Ravenous Misery. Oh, that's from the 90s. Child's Play 2. Jeez, I don't see any here. Stir of Echoes was good. That was 99. I don't see any here that is my favorite. I don't have... a lot of these have that nostalgia. I love them. Like Misery is a fantastic movie. Interview with a Vampire, I find that so enjoyable. I like The Frighteners, It, obviously, but it's not good. It's, I have that connection to the nostalgia, but the It TV shows, it's just not good, especially now. It was good back then, but it's dated. So, in the Blair Witch Project, I smoked a blunt one time and watched that, and holy fuck, that's an experience, man. I was like, shit, that's creepy, I give them props for what they did with that. My favorite 90s horror movie that's not Scream, and even if I did pick Scream, it would only be simply for the nostalgia and enjoyment. I'm going to go with this list, I'm going to go with Misery. I think Misery was, even though it's not horror like you're thinking, I think Misery is the best done overall with everything, with concept, with execution. I think Misery would win overall. I'm sure I'm missing something. Whenever my favorite, what is it called? Psychological? No, not what? Biological horror. They call it a name. It's like physical horror, body horror. I think it's body horror. My favorite body horror ever is The Thing, where Kurt Russell, John Carpenter's The Thing. Oh my God, I love that movie. What's your all-time favorite song? If you can't choose, what comes to your mind first? See, maybe I'm just a shithead. I don't have an all-time favorite song. I got 1,000 songs I love, but I can't pick just one. Tupac, Unconditional Love. That's probably the one I listen to the absolute most. I'm gonna give that one my favorite. It's hard picking favorites because I don't think about what's my favorite song, but there's there's so many that you really love, and you don't ever think about like the favorite, and you feel like you might forget one, and it's like, damn, what if I forget one? Would you play Skybound: The Walking Dead if Javi comes back? Nah, I'm done with that. Javi, I don't even want him to come back. So no, I want Clem or AJ or nothing. What are you hoping for season 10 Comic-Con trailer? What do you want to see? I don't want to see much. I want them to keep most of the shit out of the trailer, but show what the people are doing and build up to the whispers. Pretty simple. I'm simple to please when it comes to that. I want them to leave the misleading shit out of the trailers. I find that kind of annoying. Half the time, it's shit that we know's bullshit, like Rick versus Morgan, So I want them to stop trying to trick us and just show us an interesting trailer. I watched Suicide Kings the other day. I liked how they were always someone drinking on screen. And the plot twist, great movie. Thanks for the recommendation. Yeah, Suicide Kings was fun. If you guys haven't watched that movie, I give that a high recommend. I'm glad you watched it, Tom. That was a good one. That's another one from the 90s, right? Either 90s, early 2000s maybe. But Suicide Kings I enjoyed that. Simple. I want to come up with a different name for those kind of movies where it's not like this. It's not like a creature feature or like a twist, but it just is simply enjoyable or fun. I heard Audition is a fucked up movie. I never heard of that. What was your last decent movie you saw in theater? Jesus, I don't even remember what I saw in theater last, let alone which one was the last decent one. I can't answer that. I just simply don't remember a last decent one. Wait, what is this? Oh, somebody said, What up, Ronnie? Can't wait for Doomsday Kingdom #4. I'm getting the signature series when available. Hope your move is going smooth. From Chris Taus. Okay, thank you very much, Chris. I appreciate that. My phone gave me like an extra alert on that because it was an e-check payment for $5. I don't know what that is, but thank you very much for the dono, and I can't wait for people to read 4. Like I said, 4 and 5 are the important ones because 4 kind of ends the chaos. There's a issue 2, 3, and 4 that's the chaos. 4 kind of ends the chaos, and 5 starts building plot. So from then on, because that's one thing that frustrates me with Hollywood, and it comes to disaster movies, and they're so fucking focused on we need plot. The main character is this, this guy who's a family man, but it's falling apart, and we need to yada 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 with the plot. And guess what? The end, he's gonna save the day because he chooses family over his job. But before fuck off. Chaos is motherfucking chaos. The chaos doesn't fucking matter with the plot. You know why? It's fucking chaotic. Shit's falling apart. So that's one thing I wanted to really focus on, where you have things that mean something. Like you guys will see as it unfolds, you'll see things come into the story and then just leave suddenly, and you'll be like, what up? But those are things that are just seeds that build over the first 2 volumes. But from issue 5, that's where we trickle in some of the plot. And then from 6 on, we're on this plot train, you know what I mean? Like we're on rails, so to speak, and we're guiding along with the old-fashioned Hollywood plot way of writing the story. So, do you think there will be a new Alien versus Predator movie? Right now, I don't think so. But there's bound to be eventually. Do you believe at some stage they might do an alternate universe Walking Dead comic like they've done with most superhero comics? Could give opportunities to revisit old characters. When they do, the Walking Dead franchise is officially done. Not everything needs that, and not everything should do that. That type of shit is good for superhero, and that's just the way it is. But for a story like that, it goes one way. It doesn't break apart. We don't have alternate dimensions or universes. Once they do that, the franchise is officially done. I personally, that's the one thing that can make me walk away from the Walking Dead franchise altogether. When they do alternate universes, I'll walk away. I'll sell everything that has to do with the Walking Dead. It's different than Batman, and even for Batman and Spider-Man, that's the one thing that made me quit reading comics when I was a kid. First off, I was poor. I couldn't afford every comic to keep up with these fucking stories. And they changed around so much. I just got sick of it, especially when Punisher, I was a real big Punisher fan, and then they turned him into some other different character because they needed diversity, and then it failed miserably, so they brought him back, and they did this, and it's corny. It's not just like, you're racist. It's corny. It's poorly written. It's fucking terrible. What past horror movie set would you love to visit and do a mini documentary on? What souvenir would you want to take if you were allowed, and would you want to sign? Who would you want to sign it? Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question, Joe. Cool. Past horror movie set, it's The Thing. Absolutely, right now, I can tell you it's The Thing. And I would want... I gotta pick the right one because there's a couple. I would want... let me think. When the guy's head peels away and the little legs come out like spider legs and the antenna go up and it like walks away, I would want that prop. And signed by Kurt Russell, just because he's the fucking bomb, So that would be cool. But I would love to do a documentary, like go back in time and do some shit on the set of The Thing. I fucking love it. I went to Pride in San Francisco and saw some naked old men. Scarier than The Walking Dead by far. Nice. I know it would not make sense from a narrative perspective, but what about Negan and the Rick movies? I'll be honest, I just don't care. What would be the point? You know, I don't care about any of that. Because again, there's no point for it other than to put those two characters together. And then we don't have the Walking Dead Rick movies. We have a buddy cop movie. What was your last decent movie you saw? Okay, we already read those. Other than TV shows, do you follow any YouTubers like iDubbbz or Monkey Jones? I did watch a few of iDubbbz, but I stopped. I mean, Bad Unboxings got kind of... I'll be honest, I felt like he stopped doing them until he needed some more money. Then he did another one. It lost some of its oomph. And to be honest, I thought he stopped making videos. I don't think I've seen a recommended video from him in a while. Who do you think played the best Spider-Man? Tom Holland. I know it would not make sense from a... all right. Why did we lose both Ricks? Just because I have no answer for that. Are there any horror movies that fucked you up for a while at any age? Yeah, I talked about that. This Halloween, we're going to go in deep with the one that fucked me up the most. What kind of music are you into? Soundtrack. Anything that's good. Honestly, anything that's good. It seems Negan is one of those characters that you can't kill off. Sure, he's a villain, but like the Joker, he's straight lovable. I just can't picture him killed in a TV or comic. Well, eventually it will happen, but not anytime soon. What do you think of the modern rap music? I think it's fucking terrible. I think it's embarrassing and terrible, and they should be ashamed of themselves. They can fuck off and die for all I care. A bunch of pansy little bitches. Do you have a favorite comedy movie? Wait, what? Do you have a favorite comedy movie? Mine might be Happy Gilmore. Oh, okay. I don't know about a favorite, but I watched Happy Gilmore 1,000,000 times. I fucking love that movie. Favorite The Walking Dead TV show director. I don't have one. I don't look up the name of the director, so I really can't pick. Do you think they should make a modern day version of The Exorcist? I really don't care. I want them to make original stuff. I'm done with remakes or reboots. Have you watched The Haunting on Hill House? Not yet. Really good show on Netflix? Not yet. Did you enjoy playing a Thing video game on PS2 or Xbox? It was pretty... I have it. I just boxed it away. I'm boxing from the move. I played it when it was out. I don't remember a damn thing. All I remember is it connects. It's canon. One day I want to replay it, but I don't remember it. Jonathan V says, which franchise do you plan on focusing after The Walking Dead? We are no longer focusing on one singular franchise. So that's going to be a big fat no one. We're not. That was an accident that we got into that. I had a plan for the channel originally, and things will make sense later because I still have that end goal to get there, but we accidentally got into doing Walking Dead all the time. We got swept up in this. Everyone was so hyped to discuss it, and new shit was popping off and yada, yada, yada. But I never meant to just do one main thing. So yes, we're always going to talk about The Walking Dead, but we're moving on to multiple different discussions in pop culture and movies, TV, but we're not going to be a review channel. We'll dive in depth and do some analysis stuff, but we won't be doing a lot of episode reviews and movie reviews and shit like that. It'll be more like breakdowns and analysis and other stuff. Tom himself said, "You seen Adaptation?" Yeah, I seen that with Nicolas Cage. It's about a screenwriter that's got adapted novel and movie and twin brother, character driven with a little action and twist. I fucking love Adaptation, yo. That shit's the bomb. I mean, that's one of those movies where I can see a lot of people not liking it, but I don't fucking care. It was neat. It was weird. It was twisted. There's some scenes that come out of nowhere that's like a true jump scare that makes sense, that fucking hit you. It just punches you in the pelvis. It's like, bam, bitch, you know? Some really weird shit. A great performance by Nicolas Cage. I think that's one of his best. Yeah, I think alternate dimensions are just fucking stupid. I agree with that. I just don't like them. Hey, Ronnie, I'm currently writing up a story Would love to get your input on it. Jonathan V, I'll be honest with you right now. I just can't. I used to do that for people. I was talking to some people about actually starting up a side gig. I don't know if I would include it onto anything we got now, but maybe like when we start the map website. But do like some type of story editor, just like the normal ones that are out there. You put in either the first page or outline, story outline. You could be your first page, chapter, whatever, but you paid that initial fee. We look it over, give you ideas or criticisms and yada, yada, yada. And then from there, if you wanted more assistance, it would go on an hourly rate. That's keep forgetting the fucking official job title, but and if you're not interested, I totally understand, but I just got so many people asking me to essentially edit their shit and be like an editor to their shit or like a script advisor, and I just can't do it, brother. I got like 20 people waiting behind you, and I told them all no. Like I said, I used to do it, but it's so many people, and it's because of the YouTube channel. I love talking about, from a fan perspective, what we like with the writing and the story and how it unfolds. But right now it's gotten to be overloaded. I hate saying no, but it's either turn it into a business or say no to everyone. And there is a reason for that. And I'm a writer. I stand by it. If I'm not going to pay, let's say I'm not going to pay someone $40 to, doctor up my script, I don't believe in that script or that work enough. And I've paid people myself, so that's just the way it is. Do you like Clockwork Orange? That's probably one of my all-time favorite movies. No, I don't. I don't hate it. I just never was into it, though. Do you think Kurt Russell, Patrick Swayze, and David Hasselhoff look alike? No, I do not. Kurt Russell and Patrick Swayze back in the day, sure, but not David Hasselhoff, not even close. If you could go back in time, what would you change in both show and comic for The Walking Dead? Well, I don't want to answer that. I mean, who am I to change it? You know what I'm saying? If I could go back in time, how would I change it? I would still be me, and they would still be them. I can't change anything. Are you looking forward to Tarantino's new movie, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? Hell yes. Hell yes. Thank you for the mini rant on rap. That is exactly how I feel about saying... how I feel, but saying it publicly, they think... you're a racist. Fuck them. Modern day rap is trash. You can't say, I get it nowadays, everyone's a fucking racist, but my all-time favorite rapper is fucking Tupac. You can't come here and be like, yeah, you're a racist piece of shit for not liking modern rap. Tupac wouldn't like you either, you pansy bitch. Shut the fuck up and go away, Do your modern rap on Instagram, you little pansy-ass pussy. Do you think Stranger Things Season 3 is going to be a political? I fucking hope not. I've heard rumors and I'm hoping it's untrue. Well, there's politics in it. There's a difference between a political agenda and politics. Like, we already know there's going to be a mall and there's going to be a mayor and there's going to be politics in it, but that's fine because that's real world shit. The bigger malls came and they squashed out the smaller businesses. That's actually what happened in that time period. So I'm cool with that. And that's the problem with the internet when it gets into, political agendas and shit, because then next thing you know, you get these fucking whack jobs that think just because a character's gay, there's an agenda. That's actually not how it works. How it works is when there's an actual fucking agenda in it. Like there was a book, oh my God, Ethan Van Sciver did a book. He drew the fucking shit out of it. Batman book, great. But the writer was fucking terrible. That was a Guns Are Bad agenda book. Art was gorgeous. The writing was, fuck me, goddamn terrible. It was so fucking bad. There's one part of the book where the kid has a gun, and it's this new dangerous gun. Boo, Boogie Boogie Man gun, and it has heat-seeking bullets. When you fire it, the kid was standing there with 5 of his friends. He shot the gun, and it was like, brrr, and it shot all 5 of his friends. Heat-seeking bullet? How would you stop it from shooting the fucking person holding the gun? You know what I'm saying? Heat-seeking bullet. How would you stop it from shooting a fucking, I don't know, car engine or a fucking dryer or fucking anything that, I don't know, produces fucking heat? You know? Like, that's how poorly written that book was. But I will admit, he did the shit out of the art. He does really good fucking artwork. You should watch Legion on Fox. It's a strong mindfuck. I might give it a shot. The Thing is brilliant, man. Well ahead of its time. Would love to hear your thoughts when you've played it. Oh, the game, we'll get to it, is evolving from The Walking Dead. Love it. Nice. Hell yeah. Have you seen... Wait till you see what we got coming up, though. Wait till you fucking see. Oh, I missed that. Have you seen True Detective? Yes, all the seasons. I still think the first is the best, though. Who's the most underrated actor? I'm not sure. I'd have to think about it, really. Ronnie, have you... Because it's hard. At times, it's like, oh, this person is underrated, but next thing you know, they fucking blow up, you know? And it's like, oh, all right. Ronnie, ever watch Vikings? I watched some of it. Probably most underrated show on TV and overshadowed by all the got hype, but rare show. Yeah, I do want to go back and watch it all, but it's just not there enough for me to be like, I need it right now. But I know eventually I'll watch it and enjoy it. Are you excited for Avatar movies? Not really. Not really. I mean, I'll watch them when they come out, but again, there's no pull where I need to see it right now. Do you think it's possible in any way for Isabella to be used as a future connection to Fear the Walking Dead? Sure, might as well. They already showed her. Which of the communities on The Walking Dead would you say is your favorite? Sanctuary, Kingdom, Oceanside? Fucking neither one. I mean, if you put a gun to my head and I had to pick one, I don't fucking know. None of them have a... Hilltop. I think visually and how it looks and how it is, Hilltop is probably the one I think I'd kick it there. You know, Alexandria is boring. It's a fucking suburb. And again, it should be. It's supposed to be. It's how it's in the comic. Oceanside looks cute, but I don't know about all those trees. Where the fuck is the ocean? You know, if there was... We saw it. Don't get me wrong. But it's like, oh, look, there's an ocean, but we're never going to go there again. Maybe Oceanside just because I'm getting laid like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting pussy out the motherfucking ass, which sounds weird, but I'm going to Oceanside. Do you have a favorite character from Stranger Things? Yeah. 11. Will's another one. Steve, he's up there as one of my favorites. I still can't get over... I like them all, though. I mean, they all do a great job. Still can't get over hot garbage the Batman trailer turned out to be. Could have been a dope show. Yeah, that fucking trailer was dog shit. Do you know of any new fresh zombie content coming up? No. Nothing new that we haven't already talked about. What is your favorite season from The Walking Dead? I really don't know. I'd have to go back and look. Wait, you said, I'm guessing since you watch Vega? Who the fuck is Vega? You know who Tommy C is then, right? Do you watch his streams? No, I don't watch his streams, but I know of him. Who is Vega, though? I don't know. Did we talk about a Vega? I don't know what that is. You a bad boy? Fuck yeah. Would it be dope if you picked a movie the end of your live stream and we all watched it during the week so the Sunday after we can discuss it for a bit? Well, we've already talked about incorporating that, doing like a 2-week, you know, here's the movie, and again, this is going to be special occasions where maybe once a month we do a 2-week and then we'll do a live like commentary with it. We've also talked about doing a recorded commentary, so that way, you know, I can actually talk about the movie. Because if I'm reading the chat, even if we only have 100 people in the chat, I can't focus on the movie and read all the comments. I just can't. I can't do it when it's just reading the comments. So it's up for debate right now, because there's people who want both of them. I don't know which one people want more. So we're going to try it. We're going to try one of each and see how it works. Once I get moved into the new place eventually, we'll do movie commentaries. We'll start with some of my favorite movies. Bone Tomahawk, The Thing, Kung Fu Hustle. Some of those movies will be on it. We might even do Happy Gilmore. Some nostalgia ones would be fun. I'm already thinking about how cool that would be. Do you think they'll force a feminist-like agenda down our throats in season 3 like most entertainment does nowadays because they act like we never had strong female characters? I think you mean Stranger Things since you said season 3. And I don't see why they would have any reason to do that. I think only weak properties are doing that currently, and Stranger Things is holding out strong. There's no reason to do that. I did see an article where somebody dissed Stranger Things because they didn't have enough female characters, which is fucking madness. I mean, you don't have to do one for one. I don't know why people are so fucking stupid in 2019. I fucking hate it. The other day I was thinking about making a video and being like, listen guys, this is I hate everything. Like, fuck me. When I was young, man, I used to think of how awesome it would be in the future with our technology. Like, when I'm a parent, what our movies would be like, what our music would be like. Nowadays, everyone's a fucking cunt. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone's just a whine-ass little bitch. And it's so fucking pathetic and disgusting. I can't even go on Twitter. Like, I tried giving Twitter a chance, but it's like, you know, you're doing Twitter and you're in your world, and then you see someone tweet something and you're like, oh, it's normal, and then you see all these fucking comments fly by about how this is disgusting or women first, and it's just like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's a fucking soap commercial. Like, what? Like, what are you saying, bro? So I just hate everything. I hate it all. They can all go fuck themselves. I wish there was like an island or a separate part of the world or YouTube or anything, even the internet, just a separate part where we can all just go and like enjoy shit, you know, like how it's fucking supposed to be. Here it might not be true because I didn't look into it at all. I think NECA is putting out Jason figures on hold. Yeah, that's true. There is a lawsuit with the Jason franchise. So after, I think it's the two newest NECA Jasons, which are Freddy versus Jason. What was that? And then there's another one. The Roy Jason. Once those two are out, I think they're going to put it on hold because of the lawsuit. Can one awful season in GOT torpedo the entire franchise? Yes, the final season ruined the entire franchise of GOT, in my opinion. What is your favorite The Walking Dead episode? I don't even know if I have like an absolute favorite. Season 7, episode 1 is probably one of my all-time favorites. I might just leave it there as one of my favorites for all the pussies who can't handle the gore. I swear to God, I'm sorry, but if you're one of them who can't handle gore, don't even come near fucking Doomsday Kingdom. I swear to God, you know? One of the main goals for one of the characters is to torment him so bad you actually write in and beg me to kill him off just to put him out of his fucking misery. You know what I mean? So if you can't handle that, like, don't even come near Doomsday Kingdom. Yeah, I don't even fucking bother. Because if you think The Walking Dead is show, you know, the comic's obviously a lot more gory than the show, but if you think the show is gory, don't even come over here, man. There's one moment where a guy who's alive gets gutted and another girl is suffocated right in his intestines. So don't even fucking come here. You think Rosita's arc in season 10 will be sort of like Maggie in season 8 since she's pregnant? going into a big war. Well, I mean, that depends on how much time they skip. So I'm not really sure. Are you happy with the overall state of The Walking Dead, Ronnie? No. Overall, no, not at all. The show's in a whole clusterfuck. Everything's all over the place. And then the comic ended in a way, or a main character's story ended in a way where I felt like it kind of just took a shit on his legacy in a way. Friday the 13th commentary. See, some of those I think will be fun, man, because those are like, yeah, we could kick it. Maybe like on certain nights we can do like Friday the 13th. So, you know, you get this. We don't have to take it so serious as far as breaking it down. I'll do the whole Friday the 13th franchise, and we'll do live fucking commentaries and just all kick it and be like, yo, la 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 la, you know? Those movies are cool in that way. In that, you know. Do you think Rosita are you happy with? All right. Vega is a YouTube content creator. You got to watch him if you haven't. You still didn't answer my question, though. You said I mentioned him, but I didn't, because I don't know who he is. Why did you say I mentioned him? That's my question. You know? Is there a particular NECA figure you are dying to get on your shelf? Well, obviously, there's the new Shredder and Splinter. That's a San Diego Comic-Con. It's probably never going to happen. If they release them in singular forms, maybe. But that, yeah, Shredder, Splinter, the little ones. There's, I missed a lot of the older Predator ones. Like, the Elder Predator, I know a map member sent in, and still to this day, it's one of my favorites. It's an Elder Predator 1/6 scale, but having it with the NECA ones all on a row, like the Elder from Predator 2 is one of my... They redid the Jungle Hunter, which is my favorite Predator, but the Elder's like my number 2. And, you know, he's just so hard to get, because if you try to buy him online, the price is out the ass, which doesn't make any fucking sense. So, I'd have to say... The newer ones are easy to get, so I'd have to say, yeah, some of the older ones, like the Lost Tribe, a lot of the older ones that are real hard to distinguish what's, you know, what's bootleg and what's real NECA. So, I would say the ones I'm dying to get are the ones that go with the Ninja Turtle set, because they got the nostalgia and they look just like screen accurate, and that's what I really like. It has to look like it's from the movie. Do I think Rick and Morgan will reunite? I would like them to. Do I think they will? Not right now. Favorite Call of Duty? I'm not even sure. Whatever one came out fucking like 12 years ago. Before Juliet was born, a few years before she was born, I remember whatever one it was fucking huge. Modern Warfare, maybe. Wait, Lord Vega makes some really great content on YouTube. Well, what kind of content does he make? Give me a heads up. Maybe I did see something. Do you still have your McFarlane The Walking Dead AMC collection? Feel like the 7-inch was a waste of our time. I still have it, but I've been considering doing giveaways for some of the figures and then just selling or throwing away the rest. You know, it's a waste. You know, it's a waste of time. I mean, I wish it wasn't, but. Well, the 5 and 7-inch line, I don't know. It's just, they can do better. It's all, 5-inch is nothing now because they're not going to make characters to go with the entire. I'm over it. I'm just over it. I don't want to be, but I am, because McFarlane is, I don't know what the fuck he's doing with that. Do you like the Waterboy? Not really. Are you looking forward to a Black Christmas remake? I didn't even know it was coming. 2019, people get too offended over everything and complain. The bitch era. Yeah, it's fucking sad. Stop whining women first. I hate everyone. Exactly. Would you care if the Walking Dead TV series diverged from the comics? I wouldn't care at this point. Well put, Ronnie. I agree with you on that. Who the fuck would say Stranger Things needs more females? When 11 is stronger than all the boys combined, laugh out loud, and basically the lead, people just love stirring shit. Exactly. It's not just 11. You know, the first person I thought of when I saw that article and they were like, females don't have anything to do in Stranger Things, I was like, holy fuck, the series surrounds Eleven, for crying out loud. And then Joyce. Joyce is one of them, Will's mother and her active role, and it's fucking huge. That you take her out of it, you change so much. Not only that, but then you got Nancy. She plays a huge fucking role. And the way people write it, this person wrote this article, she's like, oh, Nancy didn't even do anything. It's like, she shut down the whole fucking complex. What do you mean? It's a different version, a different take on how to attack this, government, bulletproof organization. She shut them fucking down. What do you mean? Just because you're too stupid to understand the fucking story doesn't mean you should sit there and go, it's nothing. Reddit is far worse than Twitter. I don't go near Reddit, so I don't know. Vega talks about Tommy a lot on his Friday streams. You should catch 33. Oh, well, then I have no idea what any of that is. I agree. Everyone nowadays is such whiny little bitches about everything. You can't just enjoy something anymore. Sadly, you can't. I agree with the gore. Love it. Love the 701. Also 501, 503. Yeah, I played the Resident Evil remake. It's on the channel, too. What article are you reading? The Woman Rules Stranger Things. I don't read those stupid articles. If I had it in my phone, maybe I would, because what's weird is I searched Stranger Things news on my phone, and I came up with different results than I did on my desktop, which I thought was weird. So... I hope it doesn't it show what you clicked on. Fuck me. It might be Vox. The second season of Stranger Things came in for its... Wait. The second season of Stranger Things came in for its fair share of criticism. Including from Vox. I don't know how the fuck they want that sentence to make sense. For a meandering and sometimes disjointed plot and writing, and I quote, and this is just the recap of their review, that clearly undervalued and underused the show's female characters. And yet, as my colleague Emily van der Werf noted in her season 2 review, when it works, it works. I'm powerless to resist it. You probably are too. I'll have to look up the original article. That is just the recap. Jesus fucking Christ. The women. The absolute most important character in the history of the entire fucking series is a woman. But God forbid the main group is a group of 4 male friends, and that ruins everything. It's like, fuck yourself, you stupid idiot. Anyway. What do you think the past marketing scheme by DC having fans vote for Jason Todd living or dying in a death of family? Do you think it was silly or genius? I really don't care, to be honest. Having the fans vote, I think it's weak. I think it means you're not confident in your choice on what to do. I think it would be neat to pick this. I don't know the behind the scenes stuff, but pick what you want. And just, maybe if you want to be playful with the fans, do a poll. But as long as the poll didn't interfere with your story choice, you know what I mean? Any guilty pleasure movies besides Happy Gilmore? Hee. Yeah, I have a handful, but it's hard for me to remember some of them because we talk about a lot of my favorite movies are popular movies or critically acclaimed movies, so it's hard to say some of the, like, I keep going to Looper. Looper is one of the only ones that is like weaker, but I still get a kick out of Looper. I get a big kick out of that. But I think some of my more nostalgic ones are guilty pleasures, but I'm gonna have to take some time to think about it. What are your next video game streams? Well, we're gonna, on my personal channel, we're covering the Days Gone challenges, all 12 of them. We have more attempts at the Surrounded challenge coming up, and then we have each week is a new challenge. And then after that, after the move, I'm not real sure exactly, but I would like to get Death Stranding when that's out. I would like to get. There's an indie game that's coming out. They gave me a Steam code for that. It's called Daymare 1998. I might look at that. And then Last of Us 2, obviously. Ronnie, kidding. Don't look up that shit right now. Laugh out loud. Oh, too late. What's up, Ronnie? Don't read Vox. I don't even know what Vox is, but this shit just pops up when you're doing a Google search. Who has the most badass look, season 5 Rick Grimes or final season Walter White? I didn't like the final season Walter White. You know, I like what they did, you know, but to me that's not badass looking Walter White. I'm going with Rick. Goodfellas commentary would be awesome. I'd like to do a Goodfellas commentary. I love Goodfellas. Goodfellas, Casino. I know there's more. Goodfellas, Casino. What were some of my true? Godfather, obviously. To Kill the Irishman. That was another good one. I know there's more. Before my daughter was born, I mean, I didn't have any collectibles. I didn't buy anything for myself. I never bought new clothes. I mean, I'm the type of guy, I don't give a fuck about style. Like, and I think I need to change that because, like, I don't care. I'll just throw on a t-shirt, pants, for fuck's sake. I don't even care if it matches. I just don't give a shit. Shoes, I buy shoes because they're comfortable. When my feet fall through them, you know, I'll buy new shoes. Like, I just don't care. I'm not a person who cares about style. So I never bought myself anything, but before my daughter was born, I never bought collectibles. I didn't even know they fucking existed. I barely went on the internet, you know, just, the only thing I bought was movies. I loved movies. So I had like this whole like wall of movies. I had every movie I loved. If I loved a movie, I had to have it on disc. You know, we had shitty housing too, so we'd have a shitty building we lived in. So even if it wasn't the internet, like power was going out, internet was always going out. So having it on disc was great. So, you know, I had everything. If you named it, if I liked it, I had it. But I used to take them into work in big boxes and sell movies, $5 a pop or some shit like that. Now I keep thinking like, yeah, I have Outsiders, I have this, I have that, and I don't have any of it. So that's why the other day I was like, oh, I need Outsiders, I want to watch it, but I don't even got it. And I was like, fuck, that's right, you know? So I used to be able to go over to my shelf and it'd be the gangster movies, and then I could just look and be like, all right, you know, here's Casino, Godfather, Goodfellas, and I'm blanking. I know there's more. There's a whole fucking handful I had. What else? Carlito's Way. See, some of them are coming back to me. I like that a lot. Carlito's Way. I think of Al Pacino. Let's see. The Heat. It's not gangster, but still. Have you seen The Wolf of Wall Street? Yes, I like it. Blasphemy, Breaking Bad is flawless. That's not what we're saying, though. You know? You can't do that, JC. You can't say, which character style do you prefer? I like Rick's style. You know, the murder jacket, how he looks, yada, yada, yada. Now, if you compare that style to classic Heisenberg, I have more of a struggle. But we're talking about Walter White in ripped up shitty clothes and a beard. I mean, really, bro? Did you not hear the question? How long did you take to write or just plan out the story of Doomsday Kingdom? Way too fucking long. I think that's why it works. A lot of people, when we're talking about it, it's not like bragging rights. Doomsday Kingdom originally started when I was in junior fucking high. Like, the origin story for what all happened started with a short story I wrote in junior high. And then it was like when I was 18, I wrote this story about this dude on a hill with zombies coming out of the woods, and he only has a certain amount of bullets, and he went to kill himself, but he left one of the bullets in the grass. That's a part that got incorporated into Doomsday Kingdom down the line. There was a few different short stories. A handful of them got sucked up in some type of way. Doomsday Kingdom's original draft, there was the way it worked was one draft would be the movie, one draft would be the video game, one draft would be the book, and they all intertwined. So one was started off with bank robbers in front of General Hospital. Now in the comic, we see bank robbers for a moment. We see General Hospital, but again, it's so different and changed. So it's difficult when I say, well, I don't know how long I've been writing it. I mean, I started writing pieces when I was in junior high, so we're talking over 10 years. But it wasn't until 2001 where I seriously thought, all right, we're breaking it down. And I came up with the beginning you see now, or it starts with the bank robbers, or the two Italian pizza shop brothers who are still in the story, but I didn't know which one to start the story with because it is an ensemble cast, but I just didn't know where the beginning was going to be. And then when it got to where I had the channel, I had, scripts for movies that got ripped apart and we were going to put them into novels. Like I had all this shit, like a binder. We're talking like this big of notes. There's digital files. And then when I talked about it on the channel like 5 years ago, that's when I sat down and did it for the final polish, So it's a story I've worked on off and on for at least 20 years. But it's the past 5 years where I sat down and said, this is the final polish. And we took a lot of the side stories, the stutter steps that I was writing, because I wrote a lot of beginnings. Again, there was a purpose for that. They all were different mediums, and they were going to eventually intertwine in itself. So, but that's why when I tell people this, and this is just for writers I'm talking to, don't get discouraged when I talk about having, I know where the first 100 issues go in the comic. That was only possible because I worked on this story for so long. Don't sit down and think you know where you're going to write 100 issues. It's not going to work. I couldn't have done it if I started writing a year ago. Fuck no. Because I know if I did it a year ago, it would change drastically in 3 years. It would end up somewhere totally different. But right now I have the benefit of this story I've been playing around with for like 2 decades, little by little, piece by piece. There's a big chunk that I've never even developed yet, but I can tell you without a doubt, I know how it ends. You know what I mean? I know a massive, let's say without a doubt, the first 70 issues, there's like a good 20 issue block. I have no idea what story's going in there, but I know the end. I know how it wraps up. Right now, it's looking at around 150 issues if I have it outlined proper. But we could probably hit like 200 issues. If we need be, I'll trim it down to 100, and we'll just do like a 100-issue story. But it can't be just 30 issues. 40, it'll never make it. It's far too big for that. Casino is my favorite gangster movie ever. Do you think men have any advantages in our society? I think everyone has advantages, Sure. What did you think of Dragged Across Concrete? I thought it was all right. I didn't think it was... I didn't think it was as good as I hoped it would be. Apparently, they're making The Boy 2 coming out December 6, 2019. But Lauren Cohan is not in it. I don't think it matters if she's in it or not. I mean, Boy 1 didn't do so well, right? Or maybe it did. I was joking, brother. Doesn't matter. We still got the point across. If a zombie walked into your room right now, what weapon do you have nearby to kill him with? I'd probably beat him with my beater that I misplaced. Baton, might as well. So one thing I have. That or I always have a. That's fucking weird, but I got a knife strapped under the desk. It was there from years ago, and I just like having it there. I fucking took it out. Hold on. Getting it out's easy. That's what she said. Putting it back in's a bitch because I'm not looking at it. There we go. Slides in like a charm. Just want to say you're one of the realest YouTubers out there, man. I look forward to watching you grow. Thank you very much, Kennedy. I appreciate that. If you had the choice of riding in the 1989 Batmobile with Michael Keaton or taking a drive with Andrew Lincoln to visit the respective sets for a day, which would you choose? Ah, fuck me, bro. That's rough. I'd probably listen. The kid inside me says fucking Batmobile from the '89. That's my favorite. I love that design. Like, holy fuck. Michael Keaton too back in the day. Oh shit. And if I could go back in the day as like a grown ass man, me and Michael Keaton, we're gonna go and hit up the strip. You know what I mean? In the Batmobile and get some pussy. But Andrew Lincoln, I might as well take that because if I make a good enough impression and he's like, oh, this dude is cool, maybe he'll do an interview later, you know, and that'll help. Then again, imagine a fucking time traveling interview with a 1989 Michael Keaton in the fucking Batmobile. Oh my God, that'd be worth millions right now. Shit, maybe I'll do that. What would your opening to a zombie movie or TV? Wait, what would be your opening to a zombie movie or TV series? Well, that really depends on what series you're opening. There's no one magical opening. I'm not going to go into details, but I did discuss an opening if I was to do a classic zombie, like a short series, let's say on YouTube, or we did it ourselves, like funding-wise. It would be somebody running away from, and we're going to shorten this. I did a detailed version a while ago, but it'd be somebody running away in thick snow away from a horde, and it would probably just be like a couple minute opening, but it would essentially be to the point where the horde froze to death. It was that moment where the horde is actually freezing, because obviously classic zombies move slower, so this person was able to get ahead, but he's getting cold, he's slowing down, the horde's catching up, and just as the horde's really getting there, they're all moving kind of slow, and then the horde freezes up. So now it's this guy, and you know, you got this frozen. I'd probably do an intro like that. I fucking love that idea. I'd have to sit down and polish it. What works, what doesn't work, what can we do, yada yada yada. But some shit like that would be fucking awesome. Especially if then he's able to just turn back around and walk past this frozen horde. You know, I think that'd be fucking cool. How about Grindhouse, Planet Terror, Death Proof? I like those. Ronnie, what's your favorite original Halloween, original Friday the 13th, original Nightmare? Which one of the originals are my favorite? Well, the original Friday the 13th doesn't have Jason in it. I'm not a real big fan of the point of view. It's neat, but when we're talking about classic slasher, you need the bad guy. So Friday the 13th can't work because it's a point of view only, and it's the mother, which I'm not really fond of. I'd pick Halloween. Friday the Nightmare Before Elm Street has a nice little zip to it, but I find it more funny than scary. Halloween's got a little more creepy, a little more well done in my opinion than the others, considering I'm going for a killer we can see in a creepy way, not just point of view. What would your pitch for a new Days Gone challenge? What would be your pitch for a new Days Gone challenge? I don't know all the challenges they got coming up, and I didn't even think of any, but I would prefer if they had one with clearer waves. Something is missing with what they have now. Surrounded, it's literally how it sounds. You're always surrounded by freakers, but the problem is they move so fast, and if your stamina's already drained, you're fucked. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think they need it in waves so you can regroup, reset up some chargers, and right now I don't know if I like the thing they got going right now. Does Juliet know how to take out a zombie? Yeah. Kick him in the leg, stab in the head. Assault issue 5 cover looks great, man. Can't wait for to read it. James is killing it with the art. Yeah. He's got new some kind of new pen too, and you can see in some of the strokes the artwork looks really good, crisp. Have you ever been to Walking Dead horror? No. Do you consider The Walking Dead season 3, 7, and 8 to be bad seasons? Just curious. 3 I'm not a fan of, and 7 and 8 have their flaws because of the split storytelling. Yeah. And for me, it's tricky to say bad seasons because they have good moments here and there. So, but they're on the lower end of the spectrum for sure. It goes Crusaders. As far as my favorite solo from each franchise, I don't know. I mean, maybe some of those are easy because it's Scream 1. Afterwards, it just got stupid. Even Scream 1 had stupid stuff when you rewatch it. Like the fucking Scream guy in a grocery store. Like, come on now. Friday the 13th, I'm a little torn. It might be part 3. I mean, the problem with Friday the 13th is every movie has like a couple clips that are fucking great. You know what I'm saying? I think that's my biggest problem with it. And as a huge concept fan, I think like I can't believe they've failed as much as they have up until this point, because if you take all those clips that are great, you can make probably one of the most epic slashers ever. And they just keep failing as a whole. So maybe part 3 is one of my favorites. But again, that's tricky because there's a handful. I hate half of the movie, but I love half of the movie. It's also been, 5+ years since I watched any of them. So maybe sometime coming up for one of the Halloween things, maybe we'll watch all of the Friday the 13th, and then I can actually say, yes, it's this one. I know when I was younger, I was partial to Jason Takes Manhattan because it was fucking fun and ridiculous, you know what I mean? But maybe I'll think different now. As for Nightmare on Elm Street, again, it's going to be the earlier ones. Halloween, it's definitely number 1. Number 1, absolutely, without a doubt. In my opinion, it even probably beats the remake. However, the newer stuff is like kills the style, the look, the crisper film. You know what I mean? It beats that, but in the same strength. That doctor jumping up with the head. Oh my God, that was so corny. I went down to Georgia where Alexandria Woodbury sets are, saw them in person. When I went, they were filming that day. It was so amazing to see in person. I would like to take a road trip out. Once we get settled, that is one of my plans to eventually start doing those things I've always talked about wanting to do. Yeah, I forgot Ghostface Killer was in the woods at one point in the grocery store. Yeah, you know what I mean? When you rewatch it, it's like, oh, wait a minute, what? And then the funny thing is they don't need to do that. You could have had something where they're in the store talking and then they leave and maybe you see just the boots and it would be an homage to Friday the 13th, or they leave and the freezer doors kind of open and then you just kind of see someone shut it and you pan down and it's the boots but you don't need the mask in the aisle of the grocery store. Come on. Do you know Lori from The Walking Dead directed this episode of Fear? No, I didn't know that. Lori? Sarah Callies or whatever? I don't remember anything as far as the directing. There was a couple shots I liked. I liked when they were on top of the mountain. I don't think the problem is directing. The only shot I think was bad is the close-up on her face when she was about to be executed. And that has a lot to do with the writing and the dialogue and everything like that. But as far as directing, I think that was probably one of the positives for the Fear episode. Directing was competent. It was fine. I love your video with the Friday the 13th ideas you had. I would love to do a polished version. Polish the script up and then come back and be like, listen, here's how we do it. The thing is, and this is coming from somebody in the film industry. Like, we're talking like a legit professional, someone with legit ties. Their advice for me was to turn it into an original idea. So get rid of the hockey mask, get rid of, Camp Crystal Lake. You can keep fucking a lake. You can keep kidnapping camp counselors and shit like that. You can even keep the mother was the killer, 20 years ago, and the son's the killer now, and that's what trips up the detectives. Because there's so much different, you wouldn't even be able to pin it copyright-wise. You wouldn't even be able to do that. But, or not, but I am really, even when they said it, I was really interested in doing that. But I was so excited about, as a fan, writing Friday the 13th, I was like, but that's it, because it's got some really cool deaths that pay homage to that time, or that franchise. Especially that one of my favorites is with the bow and arrow and the lamp. And again, the way it's written, you just see that darkness, and Jason kind of goes away into the darkness, and you got to linger there a moment and let that simmer. Do you think Alpha will take her comic death? Right now, I'm thinking it probably will happen like that. Do you remember the last new horror movie you've seen? Yeah. I think it was Halloween. Me and my daughter watched it, and that was recently, a few weeks ago. Wait, no. Oh, no, that was the Meg after. She was going to watch Annabelle, but we decided on the Meg. Good night, Spin. I got to close it down in the next few minutes. I didn't mean to go 2 hours. We were only going to do an hour, but I do have to close it down soon. Sad we may never have another Friday the 13th movie with a hockey mask killer named Jason Voorhees. Those fucking lawsuits. Hopefully that gets cleared up. That's so shitty that it's like that. Have you ever seen The Warriors? One of my personal favorites when I was young, but I don't even remember any of it. I was surprised how open Alexandria's set is. It's surrounded by normal neighborhood. I thought it was way more secluded. Well, I think that's because they actually film in like a location that actually has people living there. And again, I keep forgetting to research it, but I would imagine it would be because AMC would own the land. So you want to live on this set, you're going to pay almost $1 million for the fucking house. You know what I'm saying? So you get 20 houses or maybe 10 houses. There's $10 million. I don't know. I got to research it, but I was under the impression that AMC owns that. You know what I'm saying? So they rent out sets like on the thing. But then there's some articles that make it seem like AMC is just renting space to film there. If that's the case, why? Why not just build your own? Wouldn't it just cost the same? I mean, fucking Game of Thrones built castles. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? Woodbury set is actual town now. Well, the Woodbury set was always a town. They just, put everything away. Norman Reese and Greg Nicotero have a restaurant on the Strip. So good. It's burger joint. Yeah, I know about that. I want to go there and eat. Also, thanks for your video on how to read the Walking Dead comics. I really enjoyed the comics. I was thinking about making an updated one of those. I like making that one. That was fun. Final thing, there's a Walking Dead merch shop. Yeah, I know about that one. Underneath is a free museum with pieces of the set and all the casting signed on the walls. People send me pictures of that. I want to go there as well. Do the whole tour. Meowcat Bissy, your insight and vision for screenwriting is so attractive. I hope more people feel that way when we start putting out some stories down the line. That would be bomb ass. You know what I mean? It would be bomb as fuck. All right, have a good night, bro. Take care. Good night, Ian. Have you played a recent Friday the 13th video game? Yes, but it didn't hold my attention. AMC don't have HBO budget? ? No, not even close. It's like 1/10 of the budget. I think AMC has like 2 million or 3 million an episode, and then HBO has I'm pretty sure it's 2.7 million an episode, but HBO has 10 million. Who controls the budget for the Walking Dead episodes? AMC. They own it, so they control that. What's your thoughts on TV beta so far? I love them. What's an idea you would like to see in a superhero movie? Horror added to the superhero movie. Imagine how fucking terrifying that would be. Imagine somebody with superpowers being a demented piece of shit. Imagine Jeffrey Dahmer with Superman's abilities. Holy fuck, that is terrifying. The Walking Dead in the hood. Yeah, if this was the 90s, late 90s, we'd probably see that. Or no, early 90s, I would imagine, mid 90s. We'd probably see that. All right, last questions. I'm going to wrap it up here. Yeah, I'm going to try to drive down to Georgia and do like a whole week. Go here. Maybe I don't even need a whole week. Maybe 3 or 4 days. One day go here, one day go there. It's different when you're visiting, you're popping in and out. You can do that, but I'd like to go there and do some recording, and who knows how long that would take. So maybe 3 days, visit everything. Am I going to watch Amazon The Boys? I have no idea what that is. You will love The Boys? What is that? Amazon The Boys? Is Amazon like Amazon Prime? Amazon, I fucked that up. The Boys. Amazon Original. Watch The Boys. Here's The Boys. The art looks pretty good. What the fuck is that? What's with these fucking shows that I haven't even heard of? Red Band teaser trailer from The Boys. What the fuck was that? Ended it now.
Oh my god, Dad, look
What?
at this.
Well, quick, because I'm actually ending it. Nice. We'll punch you in the face and knock that tooth right out. All right, give me a minute.
When I tilt it this way, I actually feel it coming.
Yeah. All right, give me a minute.
Love you.
Love you.
And it doesn't hurt this time. It's not irritating.
Nice. That means it's ready soon. See, that looks real good. July 26th. I think my brother got Prime. I might boom gang his fucking Prime. I'm going to eat mesquite his Prime. And that looks good. I'll watch that. See, that's cool. I like that. But in the same strength, like, I want that fucking hard, twisted, demented superhero. And I think we'll get it. We'll get it one day. It'll happen. Once we get over the Marvel, DC shit, again, it's got to go through the motions. They got to bring them out. Here's the process. They bring out the mains, superheroes. The main superheroes. You got superheroes. Superman. You got Batman, Wonder Woman. You got the Avengers. You got Iron Man, Spider-Man, yada, yada, yada. Go down all the line. Then they're going to start bringing out the lesser knowns. Maybe not the most popular, but not the, Black Panther, Captain Marvel. they're not the most popular, but they're also not like, wait, who the fuck is that? And then you got the other ones that we don't even know of. They've been in the comics for 40 fucking years, and most people have no idea who they are. They're going to start bringing them out. Maybe they'll do some more reboots, and then they'll bring out some other ones. They'll create some new ones, and then we'll get to some of the original content. Some people will create some new ones. It might even die down for a bit. You might even see a dip in the superhero movie market. And then we'll see some groundbreaking original type shit. But The Boys, I'll watch that. Do you think content, music, entertainment incorporated in the 90s beats today's entertainment? Content, music, entertainment? Do you just mean music from the 90s? Well, no, I think we get highs and lows, goods and bads. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it wholeheartedly up and down beats it. I think rap, 90s, early, would it even be early? Yeah, let's say late 80s, 90s, early 2000s, that era, probably beats most rap-wise, most of everything. Even Eminem, fucking old Eminem beats new Eminem constantly. And that's sad, but it's just the way it is. How often do you have ideas for different stories hit you? Oh, a lot. Now, there's sometimes you might go 2 or 3 months and nothing hits. And then sometimes it's every other fucking day. There's sometimes where every other hour something comes to you and you'll have 4 fucking ideas. Some of them drop off. Some of them just happen to be parts of a scene and not like a whole story. There's one that... Where's my notebook? If you're a writer, always keep a notebook, number one. Because before I started keeping a notebook, I forgot more fucking ideas than, most people ever fucking have. Sorry, no offense. One of my other ideas to polish was a mix of... Yeah, this is the one. Well, there's a number of them that I would love to get to. I have a binder, but one of the more recent ideas... The best way to describe it, because I'd have to go over a few pages of ideas for it, but the best way to pitch it to you guys in like one sentence would be, I don't even know how. Okay, 12 Years a Slave meets Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's a horror movie idea. Or more of a recent one I've had. And again, I'd have to go over plot outline. I've got a few pages here, but if I could just give you a this meets this kind of idea, a general, without getting into the specifics. 12 Years a Slave meets Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Did you ever watch the new Ted Bundy movie on Netflix? Yeah, I watched it. I was annoyed they didn't cover his killings, You understand why at the end. If you haven't watched it, and this is not a spoiler, but it doesn't show him killing anyone. And I feel like that takes away from what he actually did. Because he's got a smile, he's trying to talk his way out of it. And it kind of leaves it open for, well, he's not that bad. But then when you hear what he did, you're reminded of it. It's like, oh yeah, that's right. Like, that's fucking heinous. But then at the very end, when it's like, okay, he did do it, when he finally admits it, it shows you like one quick scene of him just cracking a girl in the head. And I feel like in a way they failed completely. Show the monster. You know what I'm saying? Show what he did. Show that shit, the stalking, how he killed it, how did he kill them, what he did to them. Yo, what the fuck? Alright. You there? That was weird. I need to check my headset. I hit my headset and the sound went out in one ear. What are your top acting performances in horror films? I have no idea. I'd have to go look for these things. I don't keep them ready on my mind to just shoot out, These are more like suggestions. See, these are the things like in a live stream when I'm not even thinking of that. these are things like, yeah, I'd like to pull these on to maybe video topics. I might write that one down. But yeah, some of these I'd like to put in a video topic. How did you say that? Because I know I would say something like Jamie Lee Curtis did really good in the original Halloween, right? But then on the flip side, I'm probably missing something that I totally forgot about. Something newer, or something that was yada, yada, yada. Have a good night, Kyle. Have a good night, Presley. Anyone else, before we shut this down, have something really good you want to get out off your chest? Question, anything, comment? You mean superpowered supervillain? Typing, writing, rated superhero comics. Wait, what? You mean a superpowered supervillain? Question mark. I have no idea what you mean. Trying, writing, rated superhero Wait. Yeah, bro. Powers. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? You mean a super-powered supervillain? Question mark. Trying, writing, R-rated superheroes comics? Question mark. I just don't have any idea what that means. I know the separate words, but what are you trying to say or ask? That's why you should be watching Preacher. He's technically a superhero since he has powers. He makes people shoot themselves. It's fucking crazy. I love it. Yeah. Like I said, I tried. I watched like 2 whole seasons. It's not interesting. Now keep in mind, it's not like, I still like it. I like the actress. I like the charisma. I kind of like where it's going, but it's not like something I'm in the mood to watch right now. It's one of those things where I might eventually watch it a year from now. I'm just not in the mood right now. It's just, I don't know. It just didn't grip me. And as far as like what I'm thinking, like superhero with like a horror element, Preacher's nowhere close to what I'm thinking. I found Preacher more funny and silly than like horror. Well, they tried with Brightburn and most people hated it. Laugh out loud. Yeah, but that's what Brightburn was, though. I mean, Brightburn's nothing, and again, it's not at all what I'm talking about or thinking of. Brightburn is taking like this little sliver of Superman's story and just showing like a small segment in this little kid's life, like a week in his life. And it keeps it so like contained. It's so contained to a little bit of his school, a little bit of the friend's mother from the restaurant where she works down the street, some cops, her mom on the farm. Again, it's not as expansive or world building or scary at all. I don't know. Brightburn's just nowhere near scary. Looked like it might have had it, but once we saw more of what it was going to be, that's not at all what I'm thinking of. Why do you think modern day horror movies have a harder job in terms of execution versus good old 80s, 90s horror movies? Well, I think the biggest problem is, I think one of the biggest problems is real creepiness to actually put it on screen, like creepy horror. People are so flippant with the horror genre. They're so like, it's like not respected enough to where some people, especially writers, directors, like in order to do a real good one, you have to put in real good effort. And some people, again, they don't respect the genre enough to do that. So instead, they fill it with jump scares and cheap shit. And I think it comes down to respecting the genre. I think some people feel like if they're trying really hard to come up with the creepy, scary elements, oh no, this is supposed to be just, easy, flipping, oh, it's a horror movie, it's easy, noise, sound effect, blah, cat jumping out of a fucking cupboard, blah, blah, you know what I mean? Like, and then because it's an ego thing, because they're trying really hard to come up with something, oh no, what am I doing wrong? Why can't I do it? It's supposed to be so easy. I think that, and again, I don't know, I can't read their mind, but just by watching the movie with these stupid ass jump scares they don't do anything. I don't give a shit if someone the majority of the watching audience who doesn't even care about scary, they just go and it's like a little mini event for them. They just, twitch in their chairs a couple times, and then after that they're like, yeah, it was all right. No, you want the people who are going to buy the merchandise, buy into the franchise, buy into the It Part 1 and It Part 2 and yada yada yada, and buy the t-shirts and the Funko Pops and the this and the that and the figures and yada yada yada. And you have to put effort into that. I think, again, they're not putting any effort in. Did you see the Child's Play reboot? It's fucking terrible. I watched some bootleg of it. It's fucking awful. Some good parts, sure, but it's fucking awful. They took the character of Chucky out. It's just a fucking AI. What is a terrible movie you've seen? What is a terrible movie that you've seen recently? I haven't watched a lot of movies recently. I really don't know. I've been so selective with the time I have recently to watch movies. I haven't just randomly picked one that I can remember. I've watched stuff that I knew there's a real good chance I'd like. Just check out season 3 at least. Just check out season 3 at least. I mean, I will. It's not going to be anytime soon. I'll tell you that right now. At least not for Preacher. I got the move coming. I got a lot of work stuff coming. A lot of stuff for the comic and the channel. It's going to be at least 2020 when I check out Preacher. And I'm just shooting the straight. I'll shoot you straight. Can you do a Midsommar trailer reaction? No. I already watched that trailer, so that's not going to work. What's your thoughts on the original Black Christmas and the ending? I thought it was all right, back in the day. I think I'm in the middle of it. Some people are like, oh, it's amazing. And then some people are like, oh, it's terrible. I'm like, yeah, it was a fun time. What the fuck was the ending? Was there a twist to it? Black Christmas, the one where the guy fucking escapes in loony bins, the girls are all in the house, and the fucking butchers the girls, and then ain't he like still alive or in the attic or some shit like that? Keep in mind, I haven't watched fucking Black Christmas since I was like 19. So I don't know. Was there supposed to be a twist ending? It's forgettable. I remember liking it. I'll watch it again eventually. It's not something I love. It's not something I hate. I think the guy's question was if you meant a supervillain with superpowers when you said demented superhero. Oh, if I meant well, that's where it gets tricky. I'm not looking. I wouldn't write it as a supervillain. I mean, this is by default, he has to be. If we're going to go with labels, yeah, he's got to be a supervillain. But the reason I say I wouldn't write it as a supervillain is because that's the point. We're not writing a superhero versus supervillain story. The point is to write a story with these people that exist in this world, and one of the characters would be someone who is fucking twisted and perverted, like a Jeffrey Dahmer, for example, and he has superpowers, I think... I think where you'll fail is where you purposefully try to get it to where you're writing the standard superhero movie, supervillain, superhero, and then you're incorporating, he's evil and demented. I think that's the bad way to look at it. Way to look at it is what would be terrifying about somebody with those powers and with this demented mind, and then put them in some of those scenes, try to flesh the plot around it and see what you can come up with. Again, it's a polishing stage from there as far as the outline and the process. Could you watch 10 Years of Uncharted trailer before you go? It's really good. No, I'll watch that on my free time. I'll watch it on my free time. I promise you I will watch that. But you think we'll ever get another season of Hannibal? No. And I should say the reason is I got into the trailer for The Boys, but you get copyright claims for sounds and shit like that, so I'll just watch it off stream, play it safe. That's why I watch your channel, because you're honest, love the streams, brother, not a problem. I'm not here for a popularity contest. You want to hate me, you want to like what I have to say. The only thing I can promise is I'll shoot you straight. Do you like another season of Hannibal? No, not that I know of. That was canceled years ago. So if they didn't shop it around by a new network now, they would likely reboot it before they continued the story that's already old at this point. In my mind, the perfect formula for a horror movie in modern times is to pull back away from scary, away from jump scares, away from striking sounds that jolt people, because that's not scary, not for the long term. You want to focus on not the scary, but the creepy. You want to focus on what gives people the chills and what sticks with them. You don't want to scare them in the theater. And I think this is where a lot of horror writers and directors fail. Your job is not to scare them in the theater and not in the theater only. Your job is to scare them in the theater and terrify them when they go home. It's not just to simply freak them out and make them jump in the seat. That's at the bare minimum. That's all these shitty horror movies. The ones that stick with you are the ones that will scare you in the theater, but will fucking terrify you when you get home and you see the dark, doorway, hallway, and even as an adult, you put the lights on. That's where you fail, The female on your Outsiders video thumbnail is crazy looking. Yeah, she's fucking nuts. I think that was someone screaming, isn't that the girl who was like, "You're a white male" to someone, or was that somebody else? I forget. But the girl in the thumbnail was screaming something ridiculous, All right, last question before we shut it down. Who's got it? Anyone got something good? Hereditary stuck with me the most. They had some good camera work there, and some, the finisher kind of took all the scary stuff away from me. Like, they had this really creepy build up, but then when the finisher came, it just, and again, I understand why people like it, but for me, it sucked all the at-home creepiness. It just killed it all for me, but I still enjoyed watching it. Do I remember The Last House on the Left? Yes. That movie never did anything for me. They remade that one, too. That still didn't do it for me. All right, so listen, I'm going to shut this down. I will see you guys this weekend on Sunday. We will return for another live stream. It'll probably be one of the last. As a matter of fact, we might even not have one this week, because I think we're going to focus on Stranger Things, one video per episode, mini reviews, and then we'll cover the season overall. I think that's what we're going to do. If we have time, we'll do a live stream, but we're going to be taking a break in July. The second weekend, we're still going to review the newest Walking Dead comic. We're still going to put up a couple videos, some of the more polished stuff, but we will be taking a break at least for the mid of July towards end of July, and then we're going to be coming back in August, and we'll be all set up in a new place. Now, keep in mind, the personal channel, Ronnie Hayes, will be the channel that gets the side stuff during the move, doing some vlog type stuff. The personal channel will have that. Why do I keep fucking hitting this microphone? So if you guys are interested in that, it won't be on here. We'll still have content coming up, but it will be on the other channel. Is Game of Thrones better than The Walking Dead? No, especially not after season 8. For me personally, as a fan, Game of Thrones is ruined. The season 8 just killed it. Especially when you rewatch it. I tried giving it a chance. I thought, and who knows, maybe in a year from now I'll think different. But I tried rewatching it, and you have Cersei and Jaime die in such a stupid fucking way. And then when you realize all they had to do was step 2 feet to their right, they would have been fine. I mean, come on, man. Who thought that was a good idea? Really? I don't know. Do you think there will ever be a horror movie that has hit $1 billion at the box office? I think it's possible. Would we ever get it? probably not. I mean, not at the rate they're going. You remember the way that Paranormal Activity the advertiser says. So remember, it was very disappointing to me. So I hated Paranormal Activity. I don't like anything that has to do with ghosts. You know, ghosts aren't real. So for me, there's nothing you can do with ghosts that would scare me, especially in a movie. It's not going to happen. The best you can get is, you know, some rich guy hook up a haunted house somewhere out in the middle of nowhere with shit that fucking freaks you out. And that would be a fun time. But that might freak you out. But a movie, it's not going to... It just doesn't do anything for me. Because, again, like, ghosts aren't real. But it's different than when I'm talking about creepy stuff like it being creepier or slashers, because that's in a different way. Yeah, God is a tragedy. All right. Have a good night, everyone. I'll see you guys definitely for Stranger Things throughout this week. But for tonight, have a good night, and I'll see you when we return.